Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Minor League Cricket 2025. We are live from Morgan Hill, Northern California. We are at this venue called Tarika, the home of Strikers Cricket. East Bay Blazers are playing against LA Lashings. Blazers won the toss and chose to bat first on a blustery, sunny Friday afternoon. Gayan Fernando is in the middle of his first over, the team's second over. Push towards mid-on for a dot by Sujit Gowda. That is the end of the second over. Blazers 11 for none after 2. Elmore Hutchinson about to continue his second over from the far end, bowling left arm over the wicket. Attempted slap towards the covers. Durrani makes no contact on that occasion. Prior to this contest, Blazers have played 3 games, won 2 and lost 1, while the Lashings have played 5, won 2 and lost 3. Each team in this Western Division of the Pacific Conference in the race for a top 2 finish in their division, the goal being to qualify for the Super 8s. Durrani gets an underedge back towards the keeper. Steadied start by the Blazers openers so far. They're going at a run rate of 4.7. Pull shot, eludes the diving silly mid-on and long on, cannot stop it either. That is Gowda's first 4. He got that is Durrani's first 4, correction. This time Fuller defended watchfully towards shot covered for a dot. Much better from Hutchinson. The shortness of length in the previous ball allowing the batter to muscle a pull shot. Durrani's had a quiet tournament so far. Scores of 5 of 7, 1 of 3 and a 13 of 20 in his last 3 games. He'd be looking to make a significant score today. Big swing. The ball trickles towards deep mid-wicket for a single. angled across the right-hander, defeats the attempted push towards mid-off. Hutchinson ends the over with the dot. A tidy over, just 5 runs of the third over of the innings. Blazers 16 for none after 3. Hutchinson has taken 3 wickets in this competition so far. His overall economy is 6.36. Slap towards cover point for a dot. Fernando continues to bowl from the near end, bowling right arm over the wicket. He's snagged 4 wickets in this competition so far. Economy 6.7. 21 runs apiece. This time placed between the fieldsman and the ring. Sweeper cover has to run to his right. There's a little bit of a fumble in the deep. The batters have a comfortable couple of runs. Durrani moves into double figures with that brace, 10 of 13 so far. Watchfully defended towards the wide mid-off fieldsman, a useful dot for the bowler. Sujit Gowda at the other end has had a decent start to the tournament. A couple of single figures, one a solid contribution, 25 of 29 in the game against Grizzlies. This time it's on the pads. Durrani unleashes a flick shot along the ground though towards deep mid-wicket for a single. Gowda jumps down the track and smacks this down the ground. Mid-on can only put in a dive. That is an authoritative boundary by Gowda. The enterprising footwork rewarded with 4 good runs. That is his first 4. He's got a 6 in the bank already. A couple of paces down the track, a swing of the arms, and mid-on dives to his left in vain. This time a tad shorter, worked away into the deep square leg region for a quick single. That is the end of Fernando's second over. 7 or 8 runs of the second over. Blazers 24 for none after 4. For fans of LA Lashings who just joined the stream, Harpreet Singh is the skipper for Lashings in this contest. Kirsten Galicharan picked up a forearm injury in the previous contest. He was struck in the arm by Kakani, and he's presumably out for the tournament with a forearm fracture. So Harpreet Singh will lead Lashings in the immediate future. First bowling change of the afternoon. Achilles Brown in from the far end, bowling right arm over the wicket. Push towards mid-off for a quiet dot by Gowda. Plenty of purple jerseys in the ring on the offside. All 5 fieldsmen in the offside are inside the circle. This one was pushed towards the cover fieldsman for another dot. Tidy start by Achilles Brown. And this time a heave through the leg side. It runs away towards the deep square leg boundary despite the mid-wicket fieldsman putting in a chase. Another boundary for Gowda. He is showing a fair bit of intent over the last couple of overs. He moves to 17 of 12 with his second 4. This was bowled straighter. Gowda with a big swing, clipping it to the right of the deep mid-wicket fieldsman and having enough timing on that to take it to the fence. Another big swing of the bat, this time long on, watches it sail over his head and to his left. The umpire's arms are aloft. That is Gowda's second 6. The strikes are coming regularly from the broad blade of Gowda right now. He surges to 23 of 13 with that 6. Let's take a look at the replay. Bowled around 4th stump, but just about the right length for Gowda to unleash his levers. Brown perhaps needs to take the line a little further outside off stump. Bowled straighter towards the pads, tickled towards mid-on for a comfortable single. Gowda's been part of every single season of minor league cricket from 2021 onwards. He's played for Dallas Mustangs and Blazers for over the last few seasons. His prolific scorer, his overall stats, 1700 plus runs, averaging 31 plus, striking at 131 plus. A swing by Durrani towards the leg side, tickles towards the keeper for a dot. Brown concedes 12 or 11 runs of his first over as Blazers finish the 5th over with 35 runs on the board for no wickets down. Lashings had a couple of injury incidents in the previous contest. The skipper Kalicharan is out courtesy of a forearm fracture possibly, and also they've lost Amir Hamza Hotak. He picked up a leg injury while he was going for a second run. So 2 injuries to deal with for the Lashings squad. First sign of spin this afternoon. Rubel Raina is into the attack from the far end to bowl, from the near end, to bowl some left-hand conventional spin. He's about to begin proceedings. Little left arm around the wicket to Gowda. We wouldn't be too shocked if Gowda decides to attack the spinner. He goes back and crunches a shot towards short mid-wicket, a dot ball. He goes back again and slaps this one through the gap in the cover. Sweeper cover runs to his right. It's going to be an interesting race, and the ball wins the race. Gowda continues to churn out the boundaries. More applause from the Blazers dugout. He moves to 28 from 15. That wasn't too short, but Gowda still managing to go a little back and force it through the offside. The placement was also perfect. The 2 men in the deep at the moment are a sweeper cover and a deep square leg. And as we speak, some adjustments have been made. Sweeper cover has been reeled into the ring and long ons drop back. So 5 purple jerseys crowded in the ring on the offside. Raina pushes this one flatter and fuller. Dugout towards the bowler for a useful dot for the bowler. Very pleasant conditions for cricket, quite the sunny afternoon. The breeze is a comfortable breeze at the moment. This time Gowda again goes back and drives it through the offside, mid-off, makes a tumbling stop. A single to the batter. Durrani goes for a big drive, trickles through the offside, half stopped by the short cover fieldsman. The batters have enough time to scramble a couple of runs. This time punch towards the man at cover. Durrani takes a single. 8 runs of the first over of Raina. Blazers finished the 6th over with 43 for none. That is the end of the power plays. Raina's taken 16 wickets in his T20 career so far. His economy around 7.5, averaging 26 runs per wicket. There is a bowling change at the far end as well. We are waiting for a confirmation of the bowler that's been deployed. No, in fact, it is Achilles Brown, so it is not a change. So Brown about to bowl his second over. Brown bowled most of his over to Gowda last time, and he got taken for a 6 and a 4 this time to Durrani. Oh, he's bowled. Has he bowled him? The LEDs are popping off. There's a few inquiries from the purple jerseys, but the umpire is unmoved. The bails are not displaced. Perhaps the keeper took the bails off. Either the wind or the keeper. This time dug out towards point for a dot. Achilles Brown has picked up a couple of wickets in this tourney so far. He's been going at a few runs though. Overall economy of 9 this tournament. An aborted delivery. The bowler stopping on his delivery stride. Brown's had a lot of work to do with the bat as well, so he's been a pretty busy player for the Lashings this tournament. This time Durrani gets a real good chunk of that. That has been slammed over mid-wicket for a comfortable 6. Fierce strike by Durrani after a few quiet balls. He moves to 20 with that 6. That was short and angling into the right-hander. Durrani middling a comfortable pull shot, beating the deep fieldsman by about 10 yards. The power plays are done, but the power hitting hasn't stopped by any means. What's Durrani going to do now? This time cautiously push into the covers for a quick single, shy the non-strikers, and the batters are in safe, no overthrows. Both batters have spent a fair bit of time in the middle. Both have a few boundaries to their account, especially Gowda. So both would be looking to take on the bowling at this stage. A bit of applause from the Blazers dugout as the team brings their 50 up, 50 in 6.4 overs. This time guided towards point. Sweeper cover runs forward to clean up. A single to Gowda. 8 runs of the over already with the ball to go. Gowda moves into the 30s with that single. Both Durrani and Gowda already have their corresponding highest score of this tournament so far. They'd be hoping to go on and forge a bigger partnership. This time tickled towards cover for a single to complete the 9-run over. Brown's completed his second over. He's got figures of none for 20 after 2, as Blazers march to 52 for none after 7 overs. Rubel Raina is about to continue his second over from the near end. He's got figures of 2 for 64 from this competition so far. Economy 8 runs an over. His career best at 3 for 19. Can he price open this partnership for the Lashings? Raina to Durrani. Durrani swings this one to deep cover. It is a 6. We're waiting for the umpire to confirm. Is it 6 or 4? It has been signaled 4. There are 2 men in the deep for a shot like this. A wideish long off and a sweeper cover, but Durrani found the placement. Both batters finding boundaries with regularity in the last 3 or 4 overs. Durrani's got 2 4s and a 6 so far. Again, a handsome strike, this time with more muscle. Is it going to be 6 this time? We're waiting for the umpire to confirm. It is 6. Again, same placement. This time a little bit more power on offer. It took the ball out the boundary by a couple of yards. Durrani is piling the pressure on the bowling unit right now. He surges to 30 of 25 balls with his second 6. Both batters have a couple of 6s in the bank already. This is turning out to be quite the dominant partnership. 7.2 over 62 runs. Comfortably the biggest partnership between these two openers in this tournament. Couple of calibrations in the field by the bowler in response to that shot. They pulled long off a little to his further to his right. Sweeper cover has also been moved to his right by a few paces. What's Raina going to do now? Bowled a tad flatter, allows the batter to cut this one. It beats the sweeper to his left this time. This is cat and mouse by the batter. The sweeper cover was a little squarer earlier. He placed it to his right. This time he's been pulled straighter. He placed it to his left with a cut shot. This is skillful batting by the opening batter. Good footwork, good placement. 4-6-4. .66. Blazers on the charge here. This time bowled straighter, worked down the ground, all along the ground by Durrani for a single. Long on jogs to his left to clean up. Raina's changed his angle. He's bowling diagonal left arm over. Gowda flicks this one along the ground towards deep mid wicket. This is likely only a single. It is only a single. Durrani again opens up the offside, this time all along the ground. They are thinking about 2. A little misfield at long off allows the batters to complete a comfortable 2. That has been an expensive over from the left arm spinner. 18 runs of Raina's second over. He's got figures of none for 26 after 2. Blazers march to 70 for none after 8. While the Lashings ring in some bowling changes, we take a look at the points table at the moment. San Ramon Grizzlies are at the top with 6 points. They played 5 games though. They got 3 wins and a couple of losses. Silicon Valley Strikers at number 2. They played 4 games. They've got 3 wins. They're equal in points with the Grizzlies, so it's both teams at the top right now. Grizzlies have a slightly better net run rate compared to Strikers. Blazers at number 3. They've only played 3 games, mind you. They got a couple of wins, hence 4 points. Thunderbolts have played 4 games. They're at 4 points as well. Lashings have played 5 games. They're also at 4 points. Slashed with an open face towards deep point for a single as Guyan Fernando continues from the far end. Change of ends for him after a couple of overs from the near end with the new ball. A win in this contest would take the Blazers to the top of the table. Their net run rate is 1.6, which is far superior to their other competitors. Durrani gets an edge to the short cover region for a single. He moves to 40 with that single. His highest score is a 48, so he's got a chance to get a personal best in this game. Fernando to Gowda. Gowda goes for a big booming swing. Long on runs to his right, but the ball wins a comfortable race. Applause breaks out in the dugout as Gowda finds yet another boundary. This is his 4th boundary to complement his 2 sixes. Gowda's strike rate now north of 160. Gowda again goes for a big smash down the ground. Again, the same spot to the right of long on, to the left of mid wicket. Again, applause in the dugout. Again, a boundary. Lashings reeling a little bit under the sustained boundary assault by both openers. Gowda moving a little bit towards the offside and smashing this one wide of long on. Things are looking ominous for the bowling unit at the moment. Bowled much better from the bowler Fuller. Dug out by Gowda towards the offside for a single. Gowda 43 from just 24 balls. As he continues his march towards a half century. It's going to be a race between these two batters to the half century, both of them in the 40s. Fernando to Durrani. Again Fuller. That is an appeal for a caught behind. The purple jerseys converge. Has the umpire confirmed a decision yet? Durrani seems to be trudging back. That is the end of a thunderous opening partnership for Blazers. Durrani trying to force that one into the offside, only getting a faint nick to the keeper. Finally, a bit of relief for the jerseys in purple. Fernando gets a reward for his quick bowling. Durrani departs for an extremely well-made 40 of just 30 balls. Aided and abetted by 3 4s and 2 6s. That is bowled around about 5th stump. Durrani trying to drive that through the covers, but only getting a tickle. Applause at the Blazers dugout for the departing Durrani and for the enterprising opening partnership as Sanjay Krishnamurthy marches into the middle at number 3. End of 9 overs, Blazers 83 for 1. Zahid Zakil is into the bowling attack from the near end. More spin, replacing Rubal Raina. More left arm spin. Gowda's been proactive against both pace and spin so far. Driven towards long off for a comfortable single. That brings skipper Krishnamurthy on strike. That is a stunning moment in the game for Zakil. He's got the batter out bowled first ball. The batsman seems to gesture to the umpire about something, but the bails have been dislodged. The purple jerseys are celebrating. That is a big moment in the game for Zakil and the Lashings. Not sure what the gesture is about, but the leg bail was dislodged. Perhaps the ball snuck in between bat and pad. Consecutive wicket-laden overs for the Lashings against the run of play. That brings Saideep Ganesh into the crease at number 4. He's had a prolific tournament so far. A striking unbeaten 100 in the first game, 111. He pushes that one towards wideish mid-off for a dot. Ganesh already has an unbeaten 100 and a half century to his record across his previous 3 games. He is comfortably in the top 3 run getters of this tournament so far. Number 2 at the moment behind Aaron Johnson with a cumulative total of 195 runs. Punched back towards the bowler, tumbling stop by Zakil. A lot of applause from the purple jerseys. A useful face for the fielding unit at the moment. A couple of wickets in 2 overs. 1 set batter dismissed, 1 gun batter at number 3 dismissed. Bowled a little quicker, defended back towards the bowler. That is 3 dots on the bounce to the new batter. Lovely start by Zakil. His last ball coming up. Ganesh goes back and guides this towards point at the ring. That is a very tidy finish to Zakil's first over. Just 1 run conceded and an important wicket. Blazers finish the 10 over mark with 84 for 2 as players take a little drink. Achilles Brown about to bowl his 3rd over. That is a wide. We haven't seen too many wides in this game so far. That is bowled foolish dugout by the batter for a useful dot for Achilles Brown. Brown got taken for a couple of boundaries by Gowda a couple of overs ago. Can he challenge Gowda this over and keep him quiet? Nope, says Gowda with a magnificent strike over long on for 6. There is bowled wide of the off stump, but in the slot for Gowda to get just a little inside and pick it up down the ground. Gowda brings up a sterling half century with that 650 of 27. Applause at the dugout. This is a batter with an appetite for big scores. He scored 1750 runs in his T20 career so far. This is his 14th half century. Of those 50 runs have come through boundaries. That is bowled a lot better, but a little fumble by the keeper allows the batters to scamper a single. Short square leg does the cleanup job. There's some driven square, the wicket on the offside. There is a man in the deep, a sweeper cover. Ganesh opens his account with that single. Saideep Ganesh has 196 runs, including that single in this tourney so far. He's number 2 on the batting charts, only behind Aaron Johnson, who's got 246 runs, albeit he's played a couple of extra innings. Ganesh averages a Bradmanesque 195 at the moment, and his strike rate is a whopping 166 as well. That has been bowled wide of the stumps. Gowda trying to slice that towards third man. No contact, a useful dot for Brown. Ganesh has the highest score of this tourney so far and the only 100. Brown to Gowda. Again bowled wide of the stumps and foolish. A bit of a miscue back towards the bowler, although it's along the ground. It's been 3 dots and a 6 for Brown against Gowda so far, so nothing in between. Either a dot ball, which has mostly occurred when he's kept it very full, or he's travelled. Last ball of Brown's third over coming up. Is it going to be boom or bust? It's been smashed aerially towards long off. That wasn't quite timed off the middle. Long off jogs to his right to keep that to a single. Blazers finish the 11th over with 95 on the board for the loss of a couple of wickets. Zahid Zakal about to bowl his second over. Gowda goes back and works that one towards the long on region for a single. Oh, he spun that around the batter's attempted defensive stroke. Did it find edge or pad? Waiting for the umpire's signal. Leg by signals, that was a legit appeal. Ganesh seemed to try and work that one towards the onside, but the ball spun past the outside edge and found a little bit of pad. Quite a bit of turn on offer there for the left arm spinner. Again, a tentative stroke from the batter. Zakil is keeping the batters on a leash so far in his brief spell. This time fired in flatter and shorter. Gowda goes back and pulls that towards deep mid-wicket for a single. This time, attempted drive down the ground by Ganesh results in a thickish outside edge. The ball runs towards the deep point region for a fortuitous boundary. Chirps of encouragement from the fielding unit for the bowler. That is a full-blooded swing by the batter, which meant even though it found the edge, it had enough legs to go to the boundary. No slip in place for any of the spinners so far. A first slip might have snaffled that one. Again, some mild problems for the batter. Zakil finishes his second over with figures of 1 for 7. Blazers 1 or 2 for 2 after 12 overs. It appears to be Achilles Brown about to bowl out from the far end. He's got figures of none for 31 of his 3 overs so far. Can he find a wicket here? That is wide of the tram lines. His second wide in his spell. Gowda tries to force that one into the offside, not making any contact. The ball sneaking under the bat. Perhaps it was a slow delivery by the bowler. Again, an attempted forcing shot towards the offside, no contact. The umpire, though, signals a wide. Brown's on his hunches, a little disappointed. That is his third wide and third wide of the innings overall. That might have just been close to the line. Brown's got a couple of polite inquiries to the umpire. Only one legal ball into this over so far. This time bowled a lot straighter. Gowda goes big. That is more applause in the dugout, which means it is 6 again from the broad blade of Gowda. He's got more 6s than 4 at this point. That is his 5th 6, no less. He's got 4 4s to go with that. He surges to 59. Of a mere 35 balls. It's been boom or bust when Brown runs up against Gowda. It's either dot balls or 6s. That's been the narrative the last couple of overs. Nothing in between. Again a wide. Again seemed to scuttle through. I'm not so sure if it's because it's a slower delivery. Again, Brown remonstrating with the umpire. The white call stands. The umpire just turning back towards the scorer and confirming the white call. Perhaps Brown's enquiries might be if the batter has been moving a little smidgen towards the offside before the ball is delivered, hence moving the wide line a little further. Blazers 111 for 2. push towards long off for a single. A rare single, I must add, in the context of this Brown-Gowda interaction. Three more balls to go. It has been a busy over, 3 wides. Ganesh goes down low and tries to smash that towards deep mid wicket. No contact this time. This time well inside the tram lines, much to Brown's relief. A useful dot ball. This time driven towards the cover fieldsman at the edge of the ring, which allows the batter to get a comfortable single. 9 runs of this over so far. Actually 11 runs of this over so far, with a ball to go. Achilles to Gowda, possibly for the last time. This has been lofted aerially towards long on. Long on is wide. Long on and long off converge in vain. Gowda grabs another boundary to finish off Brown's 4 overs. Brown's got figures of none for 46 after his quota of 4 overs. Blazers surge to 117 for 2 after 13 overs. Bowled on middle and leg, but just the right length for Gowda to step forward and cream it down the ground. Did not try to hit it too hard, just got enough timing on that. Boundary is doing a lot of heavy lifting for Gowda there. 5 4s and 5 6s. 50 of his 64 runs have come courtesy of these boundaries. More than 75% of his runs have come off boundaries. There's no signs of stopping Gowda here. Zahid Zakil to continue from the near end. Ganesh is on strike. Ganesh goes for the reverse slap. It beats the man in the ring. That is his first middled boundary of his innings so far. He got one streaky boundary earlier. This time going down low and unfurling a little bit of innovation there. Zakil's been keeping it pretty quiet through his first 2 overs. This time encountering some innovation from Ganesh. There's nobody in the deep behind the square region. That spins past a tentative defensive shot. Again, that sharp turn and offer for Zakil. An appeal for a caught behind. Up goes the finger. That is another mighty wicket for Zahid Zakil. Saideep Ganesh departs for 10 of 13 balls as we take a look at the replay. Again going down low and trying to reverse that one because third man is vacant. This time only helping it along to the keeper. Handy take by the man behind the stumps. Another handy interception by Zahid Zakil. Harpreet Singh, the skipper behind the stumps, taking that catch. Zakil's been the best bowler by far so far for the Lashings. 2 for 11 of his 2.3 overs. Run rate under 5 and a couple of important wickets. That brings Angelo Pereira in at number 5, the experienced Sri Lankan batter. What's happened here? That is not serious contact from the bat. Another tidy dot for Zakil. Oh, he's bowled him! Has he? The LEDs went up because the keeper flashed the bails off. Just for a wee second from the commentary box, it appeared as though the turn had defeated the outside edge of the defensive stroke and found the bails. No damage done though for the batting unit. Zakil's got the ball on a string here and he's turning it big. This time Pereira goes for a booming loft through the covers. That is a handsome way to get off the mark by Anji Pereira. After a couple of quiet deliveries, he opens his account with a mighty 6 over covers. That is the end of an eventful Zakil over. A reverse swept 4, a mighty 6, but the important wicket of Saideep Ganesh smack in the middle. He's got figures of 2 for 17 after his 3 overs to Zakil. As Blazers move to 127 for 3 after 14 overs. Anji Pereira with that bold, lofted, cover-driven 6 to get off the mark. As we head towards the last 6 overs of the innings, the set Sujit Gowda in the middle with Anji Pereira for company with Paratkar to follow. It is going to be some entertainment in the next 6 overs. Elmore Hutchinson replaces Brown from the far end. Left arm over the wicket. He's got tidy figures of none for 7 of his first 2 overs. That seemed like a slower cutter, defeating Gowda's defensive stroke. The cutters have been a useful weapon on the surface by bowlers across different teams. Anytime any of the bowlers have employed these cutters, not only has it lost a bit of pace, it typically always bounces a tad lower than the batsman expects as well, making it difficult for the batter. This time sliced towards cover, a tumbling half stop, it trickles towards the deep. The batters have enough time to complete a second run as Gowda moves to 66 runs of 39 balls. Gowda's highest score in his T20 career is 94. He's got 6 overs to try and overhaul that. He's got the rate at which he's striking means he should get there if he stays close to the 20th over mark. Driven along the ground towards long off. This time it's only a single. It's been tidy work from Hutchinson so far. He's about to bowl to Anji Pereira for the first time. push towards the vacant mid-wicket region for a single. Deep mid-wicket runs across and fields. Elmore Hutchinson has played 46 matches for exactly 46 wickets. Going by that ratio, he is due a wicket in this contest. Can he extricate Gowda from the crease? Gowda goes aerial, long off, runs forward. Oh, it bounces a few yards in front of him just for a wee second. It appeared to be a possible catching chance. Pereira goes down low and tries to paddle it towards short fine leg. A mild enquiry from the bowler, but that was off the bat. That is a single to finish a tidy over from Ellie Hutchinson. 4 singles and a 2. That's 6 runs of Hutchinson's third over. He's got figures of none for 13 off his 3. As Blazers move to 1-3-3 for 3 with 5 more overs to go. Zakil back for his 4th over. Can he do some more damage here? Again, spins a little bit, finds a tickle towards short third man for a single. Zakil has been the most penetrative bowler so far. Aside from his 2 wickets, he's asked quite a few questions of the batters. He's bowled at the right pace to put a little bit of hesitation in the batters' minds, and he's found enough grip and spin to challenge the outside edge frequently. A form bowler against a set batter. This should be a delicious contest. Gowda goes back and works this one towards long on for a single. He creeps towards the 70-run mark. Pereira gives himself a little bit of room and lofts it towards the deep cover region. It bisects the 2 fieldsmen running towards each other. A very well-placed boundary by Pereira. Pereira likes to play spin bowling particularly. That was beautiful timing and placement on that occasion. That little shimmy towards leg side giving him a little bit of room. Placement absolutely perfect on that occasion. What's Zakil's response going to be? Is he going to fire in this next one a little flatter and fuller? A reverse slap by Anji Pereira. More applause from the dugout. It races towards point for a beautiful boundary. Pereira showing some fluency already in his brief stay. He's been in the middle only for 8 balls. A glorious cover-driven 6 to open his account. A lofted cover drive for 4 this over and a reverse sweep as well. He is showing deft hands already. That was open-faced steer towards short point for a single. This is the first time in Zakil's spell that he's been put to the sword by a batter. Anji Pereira is off strike right now. Gowda's back on strike, 69. Can Zakil find a wicket off his last ball, or is Gowda going to inflict some more damage? push towards long off for a single. That is a quiet end to a pretty productive over for the batting unit. Couple of fours and 4 singles around it. That is 12 of Zakil's last over. He's got figures of 2 for 29 after 4 overs. Blazers finished the 16th over with 145 for 3. Ellie Hutchinson about to bowl his fourth over. None for 13 of his 3 overs. He's been the tidiest bowler at the moment. A big swing by the batter. The ball scuttles below the batter's swish. Again, a similar result. Again, Gowda trying to fetch that and work it towards the square leg region. Ball scuttles past his attempted shot. Perhaps Hutchinson's bowling these cutters. Indeed, a couple of these left-armed off-cutters taking the pace off and the ball scuttling low, challenging Gowda's attempted sweep shots. 70 of 45. This time a full toss that's looping up into the offside for a catch. A quiet way to a thunderous innings, a quiet way to end the thunderous innings. Gowda departs for 70 extremely well-made runs of 46 balls. Reward for Hutchinson. He keeps his ratio alive. His 47th game, his 47th wicket. That is a full toss. Again, Gowda going leg side but finding a leading edge. Mid-off just had to jog a couple of paces backwards and take a comfortable catch. Achilles Brown, the man who poached that at mid-off. A lot of applause for the departing Gowda. He has headlined this Blazers innings 70 of 46 with the help of 5 fours and 5 sixes. That brings the left-handed Abhishek Paratkar into the middle at number 6. He's been a pretty influential player for Blazers in this tournament so far, both with bat and ball. He has a penchant for finding those big boundaries over the mid-wicket region, long levers. He's been in good nick. He's found at least a couple of sixes in this tournament already. He scored a 47-run innings in his first contest last Friday. Bowled outside the off stump. Again, a slowish delivery by Ellie Hutchinson doing the job. This is quite the efficient over. We are into the death stage of the innings, and Hutchinson's kept the batters quiet. A wicket and 3 dot balls. Dots a goal at this stage of the innings. Lashings applaud his wily bowling. He's got a couple more balls to go. Hutchinson to Paratkar. Again, a similar slowish cutter. Again, the batter's shot defeated, but this time it's a wide. Let us push back towards the bowler. Shy at the striker's end. There is an appeal. Up goes the finger. That is a bit of tragedy for the batter there. That is pushed back towards the bowler. Paratkar with a little bit of momentum towards the bowler, scrambling back. But a sharp return back from Ellie Hutchinson back to the keeper means he has to make the long walk back for duck, run out. A reward for Lashings. In the last 30 minutes or so, Lashings have pulled things back a little bit. Zakil with a couple of wickets, Ellie Hutchinson with a wicket, and now a run out. Tidy bit of fielding and a useful return. The keeper up to the task. Paratkar has been a danger man at number 6 for Blazers. Lashings would be happy to see the back of him. Blazers 146 for 5 with the ball to go in the 17th over. Suleiman Arabsai is in at number 7. Can he hang with Angie Pereira and do some damage at the death for Blazers? Can Ellie Hutchinson find a wicket of his last ball? Again, one of those cutters worked away off the pads towards deep mid-wicket. Arabsai is off the mark with that single. Applause for Hutchinson's tidy spell. 1 for 14 on 15 of his 4 overs. Blazers find themselves 147 for 5 after 17 overs. 3 overs to the finish. Who are the Lashings going to go to? Guyan Fernando's got one more over up his sleeve. Rubel Raina, the left arm spinner's got a couple of overs. Are they going to deploy these 2 bowlers, or do they have any other bowling option? Arabsai has got 48 runs in his T20 career so far, striking at 83 with a high score of 25. Can he do some damage here at the death? Raina, the left-arm spinner, bowling to Arabsai. A single to begin proceedings in the 18th over. Raina was taken for a couple of boundaries by the opening batters. This is a different stage of the innings. The death, can he find a way to stifle Angie Pereira, who's been in fluent touch so far? Pereira gives himself a bit of room and lofts this one straight down the ground, but long on is in place to keep that to only a single. This is going to be an entertaining little face, especially when Pereira is on strike against the spin bowlers. Raina to Arabsai. Hit through the covers for a single. There are 3 purple jerseys in between the arc from long off to sweeper, defending this specific shot. Pereira steers this one towards the man at point. That is a handy dot ball for Raina. This has been a tidy over so far, 3 singles and a dot. Blazers at 150 now. Attempted reverse sweep by Pereira. The LEDs are up, possibly because the keeper whipped the bails off. Pereira again going down for his patented reverse sweep. This time no significant contact. Raina snuck in a very quiet over here at the 18th. Can he finish with a dot? Tickle towards short cover. Raina makes tumbling half stop. The batters have enough time to scramble a single. That is A tidy over nonetheless from Rubel Roina. Good comeback from him. Just 4 runs off this critical 18th over. He's got figures of none for 30 after 3. Blazers 151 for 5 with 2 overs in the bank. Guyan Fernando about to bowl his last over from the far end. A couple of quiet overs by the Lashings bowling unit. Eli Hutchinson and Raina putting the brakes on the Blazers. Fernando to Pereira. Attempted poke by the batter results in a dot ball. Foolish offering by the bowler just outside the off stump. This has been a nice rear guard from the Lashings bowling and fielding units in the last 6 or 7 overs. This time Pereira finds a bit of bat on that. Long on runs to his left. It's only going to be a single. Over the last couple of deliveries, Pereira has been inching towards off stump and outside off stump and trying to open up the ground and open up the leg side. Useful lengths by Fernando so far. Fernando to Arabzai for the first time. Arabzai picks it up towards the fieldsman at the edge of the circle. That is another wicket for Lashings as they continue to put the brakes on towards the late stage of the Blazers innings. Arabzai departs for 3 runs of 4 balls. A comfortable catch at wideish mid-off at the edge of the ring. Fernando picks up his second wicket. He got rid of the opener Durrani earlier in the piece. He got him caught behind. Now bowling an important 19th over and finding a wicket. We're waiting to confirm the catcher, Rubel Roina, at the edge of the circle, pouching that one. It's been tidy catching so far from the Lashings. They haven't let go of any opportunities in the field. Vikash Mohan strides out at number 8. He's got 9 balls left in the innings. Can he and Pereira find some late momentum? Can Blazers find a way to get to the 170 mark? Mohan pushes us towards long off alongside the ground. Only a single. Good work from Fernando so far. A couple of singles, a dot ball and a wicket of this over so far. It's been a sequence of tight overs from the Lashings bowling unit. The left arm spin and pace of Raina Hutchinson and now the right arm pace of Fernando. Another dot ball attempted heave into the leg side by Pereira, but no significant contact. The ball scuttles towards the keeper. This has been A skillful display by the Lashings bowling unit here at the death of the batting innings. This time driven towards mid-on. There's a mild fumble at long on. The batters, though, stick with a single. That is a tidy finish to a very, very tidy over. Just 3 singles off the 19th. Blazers tickle over to 154 for 6 after 19 overs. Fernando has figures of 2 for 33 after his 4 overs. Handy contributions as we march towards the final over of the innings. Can the Blazers find some late impetus in the last 6 balls of the frame? Right now about to close out the innings. Can he back up his previous over with another tight over here at the death? Angie Pereira would think otherwise. He's hit some sparkly boundaries so far. 22 of 17, a 6 and a couple of 4s. A little bit of confidence between the umpires and the skipper. They're possibly discussing the state of the ball. They have a mild stoppage as the third umpire runs in with some extra balls. For fans of cricket around the world, there's quite a bit of cricket going on. The Caribbean Premier League is in full swing in the West Indies as we speak. Last night featured Barbados Royals against Guyana Amazon Warriors, with Warriors taking a win, a comfortable chase, with Dwayne Pretorius bagging the Man of the Match award for an all-round contribution. Elsewhere in Zimbabwe, Sri Lanka and Zimbabwe are playing out a ODI series in Harare, Zimbabwe. While Pakistan, Afghanistan and the UAE are locked in a tri-nation battle in a T20 competition in the Middle East. And to round that out, England and South Africa are playing a ODI series up in England. So lots of international action for cricket fans around the world. Raina is on for the 28th over here. Pereira shapes up for a reverse. There is a little bit of byplay by the bowler. Was there a warning for the non-strikers at the non-strikers end for Mankad? Again, Pereira shaping for the reverse. Appeal for leg before. The umpire seems to be unmoved. He seemed to suggest that was drifting down leg side. Nonetheless, a very, very useful dot ball for the bowling unit. Raina wouldn't be complaining. Although he'd love to see the back of Pereira. He'd love to add to his wickets tally. This time Pereira tries to make room, but only manages to get minimal contact. 2 dot balls on the bounce in the 20th over. This has been a bit of a stranglehold in the last 4 overs for the bowling unit. Pereira hits a streaky shot towards deep in wicket. The batters think about 2, but they don't quite have the time for a couple of runs on this occasion. Dot, dot and a single. Lots of encouragement and chirp from the fieldsmen in the deep. It is great weather for cricket here at Morgan Hill. A bright afternoon with some wind. This time down the leg side, flicked off the pads by Vikas as he finds a couple of runs, or possibly even a boundary towards fine leg 4, says the umpire. That was slightly RI in line by the bowler, and Vikas Mohan said thank you very much as he flicked that one back. Languid looking shot by Vikas Mohan. He scores his first boundary with that flick shot. He's got a couple more balls to do some more damage. Can Raina put the brakes, or can Mohan find some big hits? That has been lofted handsomely long off completes a very safe catch. A reward for Raina for bowling a couple of tight overs at the death. Vikash Mohan departs in the pursuit of quick runs. That was firmly struck, but did not quite have the legs to take it over the waiting long off fieldsman. Ajayveer Hundal, the man at long off who pouched that catch, he had to move a couple of yards to his left and a wee bit forward. Safe as a house at long off was Ajayveer. It has been a tidy display in the field by Lashings. They've snaffled every catch that come their way. The Blazers were 83 for 1 after 9 overs, and since then the Lashings have been able to build a sequence of tight overs, more so in the last 4 or 5 overs. Despite Angie Pereira's presence in the middle, they managed to snaffle wickets regularly at the other end. Iyer is in at number 9. He works that one for a single. That is a quiet finish and a very, very tidy last couple of overs by Raina. 1 for 36 of his 4 overs. Blazers finish their innings at 160 for 7. Probably 10 or 15 runs off what they would have anticipated after the blazing opening stand between Durrani and Gowda. Nonetheless, it is quite the competitive total. Let's take a look at the scorecard. Blazers had won the toss earlier in the afternoon and chose to bat first. Sujit Gowda setting the pace early with a boundary-laden 70 of 46 balls, 5 handsome sixes to go with 5 fours. A huge chunk of his runs coming off boundaries. Ably supported by the other opener, Hizbullah Durrani, his highest score of this competition so far as well. 40 from 30 balls, aided by a couple of sixes. Sanjay Krishnamurthy was in for a brief while. Zakil got him off with his wily left-arm spin. Saideep Ganesh in sparkling form this tournament, but unfortunately only 10 runs today. Again, Zakil in business. Zakil doing a pretty solid job in the middle of the innings, getting rid of 2 dangerous batters. Angie Pereira, 23 unbeaten runs of 20 with a couple of sparkling boundaries, showing some nifty hands and innovation. Abhishek Paradkar, the danger man, in at number 5, out for naught off a run out. Arabzai and Vikash Mohan perishing in the pursuit of quick runs. Arnav Iyer just a 1 run at the death. 161 will be the target for Lashings as we take a quick look at the bowling scorecard. All-round contributions from the 5 bowlers for Lashings. The left-arm pace of Hutchinson being very, very tidy at the start and the late stage. 1 for 15. The tidiest bowler on view. His height and left-arm smarts and his slower cutters doing an efficient job across the innings. Guyan Fernando, the other, opening quick. 2 for 33. Couple of important wickets in the middle stages. Achilles Brown, none for 46 of his 4 overs, a tad expensive. Rubel Raina went for some runs of his first 2 overs but was extremely tidy at the death, 1 for 36. And Zahid Zakil was very influential with the ball, 2 strikes in the 11th to 12th overs, and he got rid of 2 danger men. That is 5 bowlers for Lashings. They will be chasing 161 for a much needed victory as the players troop across to get some refreshments. We will be back in about 10-15 minutes as we await the chase from Lashings. We see you in 15 minutes. Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome back to Morgan Hill. Los Angeles Lashings are about to begin their chase, their pursuit of 161 runs for their first ever victory against the East Bay Blazers. The Blazers have a 6-0 head-to-head record against the LA Lashings, so Lashings need to find a way to chase this total down and get their first win against the Blazers. In the context of this tournament, the Blazers would be looking for their third victory. They've played 3 games and won 2 so far. A win here would take them top of the table, top of the Western Division. That's part of the Pacific Conference. Lashings have won 2 out of their 5 games so far, so they would be looking for their third win in this tournament as well. Thick edge beats the man at short point. Dotson's off the mark with a streaky 4. Useful runs for Lashings off the opening ball. Edge, we don't care, would be the Lashings' feeling with that one. Arnav Iyer, the opening bowler, bowling right arm over the wicket to the left-handed Dotson. This is his first game in this competition for Dotson. This time down the leg side, that is a wide. Dotson's got 196 runs in his T20 career so far, averaging 16, striking them a little under 105 runs per 100 balls with a high score of 34. He is in courtesy of that injury to skipper Kalicharan. Can he and Mayank Raghav put a strong opening stand on board? This time poked towards the offside and in the gap between the yellow jerseys and the ring. The batters complete a comfortable single. That brings Mayank Raghav on strike. Raghav's got 81 runs in this tournament. A sparkling 55 of 30 against the San Ramon Grizzlies, his highlight of this tournament so far. He blazed 6 sixes in that innings, so the man can find the boundary for sure. Iyer to Raghav. That has been struck firmly into the deep, but pouched by the fieldsman. We're waiting for a replay to confirm the name of the fielder. A disappointing departure for Mayank Raghav. He goes back for naught. Iyer with an early breakthrough. It's been a bit of an interesting over. A streaky 4, a wide down the leg side, a single and now a wicket. And we're barely 3 balls into the first over. Sanjay Krishnamurthy was the man who pouched that catch. It sent Drago back for a duck. Arnav Iyer has 4 wickets in his career so far. This Ajayveer Hundal in at number 3 for Lashings. Firmly struck into the covers for a single. The shy of the non-strikers and actually finds the batter. It appears the batter is okay. Underage back to the keeper. Hands on head for the bowler. Iyer's got a 5-4 field for the left-hander Akeem Dotson. The only man deep in the offside is a deep point. There is a man at deep square leg. 2 fielders outside the circle during the first 6 power play overs of the innings. Defended back towards the bowler for a quiet finish to an eventful first over. Iyer has figures of 1 for 7 after his first over. Lashing 7 for 1 after 1. Sanjay Krishnamurthy opening proceedings from the near end. Early usage of left arm spin. He begins with a wide as Hundal takes a strike. He's bowled him. That is an early wicket for both bowlers. Sanjay Krishnamurthy bowling left arm around the wicket and snaking one past Hundal's defensive offer. Let's take a look at the replay. It is not super clear from the last replay if the ball snuck in between bat or pad or if it snuck past the outside edge, but nonetheless the bails have been dislodged. The batter is bowled out. Krishnamurthy celebrates early incisive bowling by the left arm spinner, the skipper. Hundal departs. Zahid Zakil in at number 4. We've got a pair of left-handed batters in the middle right now. Worked away off his pads towards the man in the ring. Dot ball. Zakil was super efficient with the ball earlier in the day. A couple of handy wickets. Can he forge a partnership with Dotson? Lashings in his early spot of bother. This was worked to deep mid-wicket for a single. Zakil's off the mark with that shot. He's got 477 runs in his T20 career so far, averaging a little under 20, striking at 134. The man can wield the long angle. He's got 33 fours and 33 sixes in his career. Cautiously defended by Dotson this time. A couple of who's and ahs from the keeper and the bowler. Worked away towards short mid-wicket. There is a man right there to keep that to a single. This has been a very, very tidy start by Sanjay Krishnamurthy so far. He has been an incisive opening spinner for Blazers over multiple seasons. This time guided into the offside, but a tumbling stop by the point fieldsman means that is also a dot ball. 3 dot balls on the bounce to finish. A very, very tidy start by Krishnamurthy. Just a couple of runs. Lashings 9 for 2 after 2 overs. Watchfully defended into the point region for a dot by Zakil as Iyer continues to bowl from the far end. Iyer is operating with a 5-4 field to the left-handed batter. Big swing, no significant contact. The ball trickled off possibly the edge and the pad towards the keeper. Keeper is standing up to the stumps now. Iyer makes a couple of changes in the field. Deep point has been pulled back into the ring. A dot ball bowled well outside the off stump. 3 dot balls on the bounce for Iyer. Long off and deep square leg are the 2 fieldsmen outside the ring at the moment for Iyer. 3 dot balls. Will Zakil look for a release stroke right now? Driven along the ground towards long off for a single. It's been quiet goings for the Lashings batting unit after the first ball 4. Their run rate 3.75. They need 151 at about 8.7 runs an over. Dodson's been studious so far, 5 of 7. Appeal for leg before. The umpire seems unmoved. A very, very tidy finish to Arnav Iyer's second over. Just a single off that one. He's got figures of 1 for 8 after his 2 overs as Lashings find themselves 10 for 2 after 3 overs. Krishnamurthy continue from the near end. Driven along the ground to the mid-off fieldsman at the edge of the ring. Dot ball. This time pushed back towards the bowler. 2 dot balls on the bounce to Sanjay Krishnamurthy. Krishnamurthy has been amongst the wickets already in this tournament. He picked up a 3 for 20 in his opening contest. This time through the gap between the fieldsmen at cover. Cover runs back. Is the ball going to win the race? The ball does win the race. A very, very handy boundary for Zakil. That is his first boundary. First boundary in 20 balls by the Lashings batting unit as they move to 14 for 2. A little bit of width on offer, allowing Zakil to go back and punch it into the gap in the offside. Nice bit of footwork, going back and finding the gap. Ball flatter and quicker. This time worked along the ground towards long on by Zakil. Chirps of encouragement from the Lashings dugout. Cautiously defended into the offside by Dodson, but just played with soft hands, allowing the batters to scramble for a tight single. There was a shy at the non-striker's end, and the LEDs go up, but the batter is in safe. It's all happening in the middle. That is cautiously poked into the offside. Keeper Ganesh in pursuit of the ball, sending an accurate throw back at the non-strikers, but the batters eventually in. This time pushed towards a man at short mid-wicket for a dot ball. LA Lashings 15 for 2 after 4 overs. The required rate 9+ at this stage. tidy overs from the opening bowlers Arnav Iyer and Sanjay Krishnamurthy. 1 for 7 for Krishnamurthy so far, and 1 for 8 for Arnav. A couple of boundaries off the bat so far. One a streaky edge by the opening batter, and a punched shot to sweep a cover by Zakil in the previous over. Akeem Dotson at the non-strikers end at the moment. Left arm pace from the far end. Appeal for leg before, but that was shaping down the leg side. The batters complete a single. Is that going to be signalled leg byes? Yes. Faisal Khan Ahmed Sai beginning with some bustling pace from the far end. Ahmed Sai has 13 wickets in his T20 career so far. 3 wickets in this tourney so far. Softly pushed towards the point region for a handy single by Dotson. Left arm paceman against 2 left-handed batters. Ahmed Sai is operating with a 5-4 field. A third man and a deep square leg are the 2 men in the deep. And that one seemed to have thudded into the pads. Stifled appeal from the fielders. Handy dot ball for Ahmed Sai. Big swing by Zakil that found more edge than middle, that trickles towards third man for a single. Actually, Dotson goes aerial and wide of long on. Is it going to trickle to the fence? Nope. It is going to be a couple of runs for the batters. Boundaries have been elusive so far for the batting unit. Defended into the offside for a dot. A tight finish to a tight over by Ahmed Sai. Just 4 runs off that, including a leg bye. Lashings 15 for 2 after 4 overs. Rushil Ugarkar to open his bowling account from the near end. Right arm pace over the wicket. Pulled away by Dotson into deep square leg for a single. Rushil Ugarkar has 43 wickets from his T20 career, averaging 10 an economy of just a little under 8. He's picked up a couple of wickets in this tournament so far. Zahid Zakil batting at 10 of 14 and Dotson 8 of 15. Both batters striking under 100 strike rate at the moment. Short ball pulled away handsomely by the batter. That is the first 6 of the Lashings innings. A ton of applause from the Lashings dugout as Zakil goes back and pulls that one over square leg. That is bowled shortish around leg and middle, and Zakil promptly went back and dispatched it. We mentioned earlier he is no stranger to hitting boundaries. He has exactly 33 fours and sixes prior to this boundary. Now he's got 34 maximums in his career so far. Lashings would be rooting for more of those big boundaries. This time an attempted push into the offside ends up in a tricklish edge. Appeal at the non-strikers end, but the batters are in safe. Lashings would want a little bit more of intent across the board from their batters, both in terms of running between the wickets and proactive strikes. This time tickled into the offside for a quick single. Dotson trying to force that one into the offside, found almost a miss hit. Driven towards mid-off by Zakil. That is a quiet finish to an eventful over. 9 runs of Ugarkar's first over. Lashings moved to 30 for 2 after 6 overs. That is the end of the power plays. The current run rate, an even 5 runs an over. Lashings need a further 131 runs of 14 overs at 9.36. Ahmad side to continue from the far end. That has been slashed towards deep point for a single. Zahid Zakil moves to 17. 17 of 17. Dotson's 10 of 17. Both batters showing more signs of intent over the last couple of overs. Ahmed side to Zakil. And defended towards short cover. The LEDs of the non-strikers end seems to glow. Watchfully defended by Zakil back towards the bowler. Nice pace and line from Ahmed Sai. This time hit along the ground towards wideish mid-off. Single to Zakil. Zakil also works as an interpreter for the US Army, originally from Kabul, Afghanistan. He started with Silicon Valley Strikers back in 2022. Was with St. Louis for a couple of seasons. Dotson works that one towards long on for a single. Faisal Khan Ahmed Sai is a 19-year-old quick from Afghanistan. This beats the man at point in the ring. Deep point cleans up for another single. That's 3 singles on the bounce to finish Ahmed Sai's second over. Just 4 runs off this over. Lashings 34 for 2 after 7. A bowling change at the near end. Vikash Mohan replaces Rushul Agarkar. Time for some off spin. Mohan's about to begin around the wicket. This is going to be an interesting matchup. An off spinner against 2 left-handers, spinning the ball away from the left-handers. Zakil works this one towards long on for a comfortable single. My fellow commentator Joe tells me Dotson scores faster against spin than pace. Are we going to see some more attacking strokes from Dotson against the offie? And that has been tickled behind the keeper, possibly off an under edge, results in a dot ball. That has been chipped back towards the middle of the pitch. There was a miss hit. Dot ball again. As Dotson continues to be studious, 11 of 20 so far. Can he break the shackles with a boundary against the off-spinner? Work towards square leg for a tight single. Shied the non-strikers in, but the batter is in safe. Vikash Mohan has 20 wickets in his T20 career so far, with the best of 3 for 16. He goes at an economy of 5.8. Worked away off the pads by Zakil this time. Long on runs towards the ring to keep them to a single. Mohan's stats in this tournament 1 for 7 prior to this game of his 2 overs. A quiet finish to Mohan's first over of off spin, just 4 singles. Lashings 38 for 2 after 8 overs. Lashings have a pretty busy 24 hours lined up. They play the Blazers tomorrow as well, and they also play the Silicon Valley Strikers. So they've got 3 games packed inside about 30 hours. Lashings looking for their first victory against Blazers. It's a 6-love record for Blazers at the moment, as Ahmed Sai continues to bowl. Actually, it's a bowling change from the far end. Paratkar is into the attack. As we wait for the scorecard to update. Abhishek Paratkar's been influential with bat and ball in this tourney so far for Blazers. Big swing by Dotson. Pouched by Ganesh behind the wicket, but no contact with the bat. A couple of dot balls to begin with by Abhishek Paratkar. Paratkar has 52 wickets in his T20 career so far, averaging 15 apiece with an economy of 7 runs an over. He has already picked up 8 wickets in this competition, including a fifer in the first game, so he has been an incisive bowler for Blazers this season. Driven along the ground. A single to Dotson. The keeper is back at the stumps. That was bashed into the wicket, inviting a big pull shot by the batter. The man at long on intercepts on the bounce. That is a single to Dotson. Oh, he's bowled him. Paratkar finds the middle of middle stump. Early wicket for Paratkar as he continues his wicket-taking form in this tournament. Dotson departs for a sedate 14 of 25 balls. Lashings 40 for 3 inside the 9th over. Dotson trying to swing that one into the leg side, playing the wrong line of the ball, and the LEDs going zing. Paratkar hitting the stumps has been a familiar sight in this tourney. Although one must add, he got a lot of his bowled when he was bowling left arm around the wicket. He got quite a few batters bowled in the opening game, and he took his 5 for at least 3 batters bowled as he was bowling left arm around. This time though, left arm over the wicket to the left-hander. Skipper Harpreet Singh in at number 5 with a job to do for his side. Worked away off his pads towards deep mid wicket for a single. Singh is off the mark with that single. That is a splendid start for Paratkar's first over. A wicket and 3 singles. Lashings 41 for 3 after 9 overs. Paratkar is amongst the top 3 wicket takers in this tournament so far. He had 11 wickets prior to that wicket in the last over, so he's got 12 at the moment. Taj Wali and Shadley van Schalkwijk are the other 2 bowlers who've got more wickets, although both of them have played an extra game or 2 compared to Paratkar's 3+ games. Mohan to continue with his off spin from the near end, right arm around to Singh. Singh goes across the line, works this one towards deep mid wicket for a single. Every single is being cheered on by the LA dugout as the Lashings try to inject some momentum into the middle stage of their innings. Will Zakil open his shoulders now and go after the off spin of Mohan? He goes big over, long on, right on cue. That is a mighty 6 and a much needed 6, one must add, to Lashings. That is bowled around about Midland off and angled in by Vikash around the wicket. Zakil stepping forward and meeting that with a big swing. Wide long on only could run back and fetch that one. Mighty 6 by Zakil. What's Vikash Mohan's response going to be? Is he going to slow it down a little bit and bowl it a little outside off? This time he goes down low and smashes towards deep square leg for a tumbling catch. That is a disappointing end for Zakil. Pursuit of quick runs resulting in his departure. He was looking good for plenty. He falls for 28 of 27 with a couple of sixes. Vikash Mohan with a very, very handy interception. We're waiting for the confirmation of the fielder who took that catch. It swear like he had to line up that catch against the sun. Faisal Khan Ahmad Sai, the man at deep square leg who took that very, very tidy catch. Zakil departs for 28 of 21, aided with the 4 and a couple of sixes. That is quite the useful wicket for the Blazers. Lashings 48 for 4 halfway into the 10th over. Shiva Vashishat or Vashisht is in at number 6. He's got 62 runs in his T20 career so far, averaging 10, striking a little under 70 with a high score of 32. Mohan to Shiva. Push towards short cover for a dot ball. Watchfully defended towards the bowler by Shiva. Couple of quiet dots. A ball to go before we hit the 10 over mark. Lashings scoring the runs at under 5 runs an over at the moment. That is whizzing past the outside edge. 3 dots on the bounce for Vikash to conclude his second over. A very, very tidy 4 balls after that 6. He's got figures of 1 for 11 after 2 overs. Lashings go into the 10 over break at 48 for 4. They require 113 runs. The remaining 10 overs required run rate 11.3. There is not much of a break as the players continue to battle it out. And the middle, Paratkar about to bowl his second over from the far end. Left arm over the wicket. Singh would be the man on strike. Paratkar is operating with a 5-4 field to the right-handed batter. 3 men in the deep on the leg side and a short fine leg. Defended into the offside for a dot ball. Lofted aerially to the left of long off circles towards the ball. It bounces just a couple of yards in front of him. Singh gets a single for his efforts. Paratkar switches to left arm around the wicket to Shiva. Shiva about to face some pace for the first time in his innings. That found the edge, eluded the diving keeper. That goes away for 4 through third man. Handy runs for Shiva. Streaky way to get on the mark, but he'll take the boundary nonetheless as Lashings bring up their 50. 53 for 4 in the middle of the 11th over. They would love for some more boundaries in the ensuing phase. That is bowled just a little outside off stump. Shiva trying to defend that, but the ball possibly leaving the right-hander and finding the edge. Third man falls back in response to that shot. This time an appeal for leg before. The ball trickles into the offside, possibly off pad. I haven't seen a signal from the umpire indicating leg byes. That was runs off the bat. 54 for 4 inside the 11th over. Lashings moving along at just a little over 5. The required rate 11.5, so they're quite a ways adrift of the target rate. Can one of these batters cooks a couple of boundaries in the next few overs, the next couple of overs preferably? Attempted swish by Singh, but the left-armer's angle taking it further away. No contact. It's been another tidy over by Paratkar, the only boundary coming through streaky fashion. 6 runs off it, 1 more ball to go. Can Singh find a way to get his first boundary? Worked away off his pads towards the deep mid-wicket region for a single. That is a 7-run over from Paratkar. He's got figures of 1 for 10 of his 2 overs. Lashings find themselves 55 for 4 after 11. Mohan to continue his work from the near end into his 3rd over on the bounce. Defended into the short cover region, tumbling half stop. The batters go for a single. There is an appeal to down strikers, and the umpire says out. That is unfortunate for the batter that was struck towards short cover. The fieldsman made a half stop. The batters continue to run off a misfield. Sharp return from the fieldsman means Singh has to make the long desolate walk back to the hut. He departs for 4 of 7 balls. The skipper wears a desolate look as he walks back. The old cricketing adage coming to bear: never run off a misfield. Unfortunately, the fielder's throw was accurate, that doing the batter in. They're waiting to confirm the fieldsman who got the direct hit. Durrani was the man at short cover with that sharp throw. Wickets coming in the form of catches and runouts and bowls for Blazers so far. 55 for 5. It makes for a very symmetric reading. It makes for good reading if you're a Blazers fielding or a Blazers bowler. Lashings have Achilles Brown in at number 7. He's spent a fair bit of time in the middle in this tournament so far. He's got some runs. Can he stem the tide and can he find some momentum in the middle stage for Lashings? The off spinner is operating with a 4-5 field to the right-handed Brown, 4 on the offside. 3 men in the deep in the arc between long on and deep square leg. Mohan to Brown. Brown works this one towards short mid wicket for a dot ball. Watchfully defended back towards the bowler by Brown. Brown's got 104 runs in this tournament so far of 127 balls. He's got a pretty handy average of 52. His strike rate just a little south of 82. His best score being 44. Can he find some runs? Can he find some momentum for the Lashings side right now? Shiva is actually the man on strike after that run out. So the last 2 balls were faced by Shiva. Brown's on strike for the first time now. Brown guides this towards the cover point region for a quick single. He is off the mark straight away. A little adjustment in the field for Shiva. 3 men in the ring on the offside. Shiva 6 of 8 so far. He tries to hack it towards the leg side, gets a bit of an edge towards the square leg fieldsman and the ring. That is a single to complete another tidy Vikash Mohan over. He's got figures of 1 for 14 after 3 as Lashings move to 58 for 5 after 12 overs. Paratkar to continue from the far end. Paratkar needs 1 more wicket to join the top wicket takers in this tournament so far. That has been defended watchfully into the covers for a sharp single. Tried the striker's hand, beats the keeper. Good backing up of the man at square leg. Again, softly pushed towards the cover point region. Brown gets a single as well. Boundaries have been hard to come by through the course of this innings for Lashings. They've got only 3 fours and a couple of sixes across these 12 overs. Again, steered away towards third man with an open face by Shiva. That is 3 singles on the bounce to the Lashings batting unit. Paratkar has now switched to bowling left arm around the wicket. Lashings need exactly 100 runs from the remaining 45 deliveries. It looks a pretty steep ask at the moment. Again, an attempted steer by the batter, but this time no contact. Trickles to the keeper. This time slanted towards the leg stump, allowing Brown to pick it off his pads for a single to deep square leg. These are quiet overs in the middle stage as the run rate keeps careening northwards. The Blazers wouldn't really mind these singles too much. Dots and singles are perfectly okay for the Blazers. They are in a commanding position at the moment. Paratkar to Shiva. Steered into the offside this time, but the fieldsman is equal to the task, keeps the batters in check. That is a tidy finish to Paratkar's third over, just 4 runs off the 13th over. Paratkar's got figures of 1 for 14 after 3, Lashings 62 for 5 after 13. Vikash Mohan about to bowl his 4th over the wicket to Achilles Brown. This time pulled away towards deep mid wicket for a single. The bowler is actually bowling left arm finger spin, which is a bit of a surprise given that we thought the bowler was Vikash Mohan. It's somebody else. This time slapped towards the point region. Sweeper runs to his left to make a tumbling half stop. The ball is just about kept in the field of play. The batters scramble a 3rd run, a useful 3 for the batting team. It is jersey number 74, which means it's Anji Pereira who's bowling. Left arm spin. Worked off the pads by Shiva. Brown trying to bludgeon that through covers, but no contact. Hits the keeper and trickles towards short fine leg for a dot ball. First dot of this over. Last ball of Anji Pereira's first over coming up. Can Brown coax a boundary out of this ball? Bowled a little shorter. Brown works it off his pads towards the running deep mid wicket fieldsman. Actually, the long on fieldsman. That is a single to finish Pereira's first over. 7 runs of that over as Lashings moved to 69 for 5 after 14 overs. Faisal Khan Ahmedsai is going to begin proceedings from the far end. 2 overs, none for 8 so far. Pacey and accurate. He's bowling left arm around the wicket to the right-handed Achilles Brown. Brown tries to flick that one into the onside, only finds pad. Dot ball to begin. Blazers have managed to keep the Lashings batting unit on a leash. Only a handful of boundaries conceded across the entire 14-over innings so far. Bowled into the right-handed batter, cramping him for room. Good pace elicits a defensive stroke from Brown. Just 3 fours and a couple of sixes in the 14.2 overs so far by Lashings. In contrast, the Blazers got off to a pretty blazing start. 5 sixes and 4s with Gowda and 3 4s and a couple of sixes for Durrani. That has made a significant difference in the batting tally. Attempted pull shot by Brown defeats the swing of the bat. 3 dot balls on the bounce for Ahmedsai. No ball's been signalled by the ump, which means we've got a free hit coming up. Bala, the lead broadcaster, pointing out to me that the umpire had flung this arm out for an extra. Will Brown go swinging for the hills of this free hit? That has been signalled a wide by the umpire. The free hit still survives into the next ball. Ahmedsai trying to hide that one away from the right-hander by bowling it close or beyond the tram lines. Brown in pursuit of his first boundary. Can he leverage this free hit for his first boundary? He goes across and tries to scoop that out. The keeper said only gets a little tickle off his pad. That is useful bowling by Ahmedsai. In response to the batter moving across, he adjusted his line and kept the batter in check. 3 dots and a couple of extras in this over so far. So it's been a quiet over despite the 2 extras. This time a thick under edge gets a boundary for Brown. As the ball trickles past the com box, Brown going for a pull shot. Thick edge. The ball just eluding the off stump and also eluding the keeper diving to his left. Useful 4 for the batter. That is Brown's first boundary. Lashing 75 for 5. They are still 85 runs adrift of the total 86 of the winning target. Oh, this time beats the attempted steer by the batter. Good pace and good length from Faisal Khan Ahmedsai. He's been pretty accurate across his 3 overs so far. He would love to add a wicket to his tally. That is a full toss worked away towards mid-wicket for a single. That is Ahmedsai's 3rd over. He's got figures of none for 15. Lashing 76 for 5 with the last 1/4 of the innings yet to come. The equation now 85 runs of 30 balls. The required rate a pretty lofty 17 runs an over. Anji Pereira continues left arm orthodox. A big swing by the batter towards mid-wicket. There was a woody sound. The umpire is pondering a decision. Ganesh was up in appeal immediately after the attempted stroke by Brown. Was it Brown or Shiva? Pereira to Brown. This time, a lot of wood in that one. Down the ground, on the bounce to long off for a single. That was a good looking stroke by Achilles Brown. Shiva goes down the ground. Long on is in business and long on pouches it safely. Shiva jumped down the track and lofted that one. Unfortunately, not quite getting the power to clear long on that occasion. Lashings lose their 6th wicket. Pereira bags his first wicket of his 2nd over. That was a decent bit of footwork by Shiva and a good shot, but not quite the legs to clear long on. Skipper Sanjay Krishnamurthy, the man who pouched that catch to send Shiva back. The scorecard on screen isn't quite reflecting the right bowler at the moment. Anji Pereira is in operation, bowling left arm finger spin around the wicket. This is actually his 2nd over. Guided into the offside for a dot ball. Waiting to confirm the identity of the new batter in at number 7. Floated up towards the middle stump. Again, defensive push into the offside. Again, the dot ball. Pereira is really working up a very tidy over at the moment. Again, the defensive push towards the mid-off fieldsman. A very, very tidy, productive over for Anji Pereira. It appears to be Rushil Ugarkar who's in operation from the far end. He bowled his first over from the near end. Lashings 77 for 6 after 16, in need of a mountainous 84 in the remaining 4 overs. It seems all but impossible at this stage. Brown's batting on 14 at the moment. Ugarkar bowling around the wicket to the right-hander. Big swing towards mid-wicket by Brown, but makes no contact. This time bowled beyond the tram lines. It also has defeated the keeper. Point runs back to clean up. The batters scamper a couple of extra byes. That is 3 useful runs for the Lashings. Ugarkar trying to slant that across Brown, but this time overshooting the tram lines. The plan is to angle it across the way the keeper is standing right now. Again, a similar angle. The umpire gets some more exercise for his arms. A couple of consecutive wides by the bowler. This time inside the tram line, an attempted cover drive by Brown. No contact, the ball scuttling under the attempted drive. We've seen multiple bowlers use this angle. Left armer Raymond Reefer from the Strikers kept at this angle through most of his spells, especially the back end of the game against right-handers. This time an attempted slice by Brown, finding thin air. Ugarkar continuing with his around the wicket angle towards the 5th or 6th stump. Can Brown find the middle of the bat of this ball? Bowled into the wicket. This time he works it towards short fine leg for a single. First runs off the bat this over. The constant thrum of traffic on the highway beyond the ground, accompaniment to the cricket this afternoon. A big swing by Ellie Hutchinson towards the leg side. He finds a bunch of fresh air as Ugarkar continues to stick with that angle across the right-handers. Ellie Hutchinson is 6'6". He's got long levers. Can he find one boundary? Can he get hold of one Ugarkar delivery? Again a big swing, again through the leg side, again no contact. It trickles to the keeper for a tidy finish to an Ugarkar over. That is 5 runs off that over, primarily through those 4 extras. Ugarkar has figures of none for 14 of his 2 overs. Lashings 82 for 6 after 17. The required rate a monstrous 26.33. Angie Pereira to continue with his left arm conventional spin from the near end. He continues to bowl around the wicket. Brown on strike. Can Brown find some big strokes? He punches this one into the gap but covers. Trickles for a single. Hutchinson has still not gotten off the mark. Not a 5 so far. Can he use his levers to effect against the finger spinner? He goes big towards deep mid wicket. That is fielded on the bounce by the deep mid wicket fieldsman for a single. It's mostly quiet goings for Lashings in this middle late stage. Tidy bowling by the assortment of bowlers by the Blazers. Left arm pace, left arm spin, left arm pace. Right arm off spin, right arm pace. It's been a lot of variety and offer from the Blazers bowling unit. But they've kept the batters in check. The run rate under 5 through most of the innings. That is punched towards long off for a single by Brown as he moves to 17 of 23 balls. This game is heading into academic waters as we speak. Lashings well and truly out of the chase at this stage. Floated fuller. Hutchinson goes downtown but fielded on the bounce by Krishnamurthy at long on for a single. Brown works this one off his pads. Again, long on as in business. That is also a single. 5 singles on the bounce in this Angie Pereira over. What's Hutchinson going to do now? Is he going to go fishing for that big hit? Can Pereira finish with a quiet delivery? Floated up full. A little wide of the batter. Attempted push into the covers is only a dot. That is a 5-run 18th over by Angie Pereira. A replay on screen at the moment. A floaty offering by the bowler, but cleverly bowled outside, way outside the off stump. So Ellie Hutchinson had to go looking for that stroke. No contact. 87 for 6 after 18 overs. Can Lashings get to the 100 mark? The target is nigh impossible. The rate beyond 36 at the moment. 74 of the remaining 12 balls. Can Lashings find a couple of boundaries to finish with a little bit of momentum? Quite the picturesque ground here at Morgan Hill. Tarika, the home of strikers cricket. Morgan Hill is flanked by the Santa Cruz Mountains to the west and the Diablo Range to its east, about 15 miles from the Pacific Ocean. There's great conditions for cricket today. The sun is up. Temperature in the 70s, 70 odd Fahrenheit through most of the afternoon, and the breeze giving us good company. Carved towards the sweeper by Brown for a single. A right arm speedster is in operation from the far end. We are waiting to confirm the name of the bowler. It is Arnav Iyer. He bowled a couple of overs with the new ball early on. Tidy return 1 for 9 so far. This time a big swing at the bat. It goes along the ground though to long on for another single. Both batters trying to find a boundary, but singles are more on view at the moment. Arnav Iyer to Achilles Brown. Full toss. Brown goes towards leg side. It finds the leading edge and trickles towards deep point for a single. We're heading towards a quiet finish to a Lashings innings, trying to find some mid and late innings impetus, but held back by some accurate bowling by the Blazers. 90 for 6, 9 balls to go towards the close. Can Ellie Hutchinson unearth a boundary? Again towards long on, again along the ground. 4 singles on the bounce of Arnav Iyer's third over. Bala and Anuj humming the broadcast from Tarika at the moment. That has been worked away over square leg. The umpire signals 6. That also was a no ball. Iyer slipping that one down the leg side. Achilles Brown obliging. That hip high full toss being smacked into oblivion by Brown beyond the far reaches of deep square leg. That is his first 6. That is a boundary after a couple of quiet overs. Brown moves to 26 of 27. We do have a free hit coming up. Can Brown find another boundary? Is Iyer going to try and hide this one beyond the off stump? That one scuttles underneath the batter's attempted push into the offside. Good comeback by the bowler. Again, Brown trying to steer that one towards third man, finding not too much bat. That is a quiet finish to the 19th over. 11 runs off the 19th. Iyer has figures of 1 for 19 after his 3 overs. Lashings 98 for 6 with 1 over to go. This chase all but done. 63 runs needed of the remaining 6 balls. Blazers march towards their 4th win in this competition. This win would put them clearly atop the standings. Correction, their 3rd win. They've played 3 games so far, won twice. Blazers have an unbeaten record against the Lashings, 6-0 prior to this contest. They will continue to hold that record. We do have the same contest coming up tomorrow as well. Lashings have a very busy day and a half. They play the Blazers and the Strikers tomorrow. Krishnamurthy to bowl the 20th over. Push towards the bowler by Hutchinson for a dot. Krishnamurthy operating left arm around the wicket. He has been a constrictor throughout this competition so far. This time lofted uppishly, long on runs to the left, but the ball should win the race. A handy boundary by Hutchinson. It is his first boundary. His long levers getting him to the pitch of the ball and finding enough elevation to defeat the bowler's little jump. Hutchinson getting his left leg out of the way and allowing that swing of the bat. Lashings bring their 100 up with that boundary. 102 for 6. 4 balls to go towards the close. 59 runs adrift off the target. Can Krishnamurthy price out another wicket? Can Hutchinson find another boundary? This time he moves further to the leg side but only hits a miss it back towards the bowler. Dot for dot to begin the last over of the innings. The umpire takes a quick look at the ball, but only 3 balls to go to the close. I don't think there will be any stoppage at this phase of the innings. This time Hutchinson creams that down the ground. Long on is able to intercept. Tumbling stop. by Anji Pereira at long on keeps the batters to only a single. That was struck firmly, but this time a little more towards long on than the previous boundary. Anji Pereira putting in a few yards to his left and making a sliding stop. Smeared towards deep cover for a single by Brown. As we head into the last ball of the contest, Brown's got 27 unbeaten runs of 30. Hutchinson about to face his last ball. Ball flatter, head towards the bowler. That concludes the chase. Lashings conclude with 104 for 6 off their quota of 20 overs. Blazers take a win by 56 runs. They keep their unbeaten record against Lashings intact. That is their third win of the tourney. Lashings have 2 wins at the moment. These two teams will meet again tomorrow. That is the end of a very comfortable victory for Blazers. They won the toss and chose to bat first, and both of their openers posted a pretty formidable stand. With that opening act headlined the Blazers' total of 160 odd runs. Lashings finding a few useful contributions across their order, but the difference in boundary count between the two sides quite formidable. Zahid Zakil 28 of 27 at number 4 with a 6 and a couple of boundaries. Shiva with 11. Achilles Brown unbeaten runs of 27 of 30. And Ellie Hutchinson at the death 9 of 15. A few contributions across the order, but not enough boundaries. Blazers take the win by 56 runs. Let's take a look at the bowling scorecard. Krishnamurthy featuring prominently on the batting scorecard with a couple of catches. He had 1 for 14 off his left arm spin. Arnav Iyer with 1 for 19 off his right arm pace. The left arm quicks, Faisal Khan, Ahmed Sai, Abhishek Paratkar bowling 3 overs each. Paratkar adding to his wicket tally with a 1 for. Vikash Mohan bowling the tidy 3 overs in the middle, 1 for 14. Ugarkar none for 14 off his pacey 2 overs. Anji Pereira with a tidy 1 for 13 off his 3 overs. A lot of variety on display across that bowling attack. The Blazers bowling and fielding putting paid to Lashings' hopes of a big chase. Blazers take the win by 56 runs as the players complete handshakes and troop out. That is the end of an entertaining contest, although a comfortable win for Blazers by 56 runs. Gowda, the headlining act, 70 of 46. He bossed most of the first innings with his boundary-laden innings. 5 sixes, 5 fours. A couple of wickets by Zahid Zakil, keeping the Lashings afloat in their bowling innings. The Lashings actually fought back in the second half of their first innings to reel the Blazers in a little bit. The Blazers were poised for a bigger score than 160 at one stage. In the end, though, the opening stand between the two batters for Blazers and Gowda's 70 really making a ton of a difference. Blazers conclude a solid, substantial win by 56 runs. That should take them to the top of the table. 3 wins, 6 points, and the net run rate is significantly ahead of the second or third teams. We thank our viewers for watching this contest. We thank the groundsman Rafael and company for dishing out sporting wickets as we continue into the second weekend of minor league cricket at the Bay Area. We will come back for more cricket here tomorrow as we take a look at the points table. 6 points apiece for Blazers, Grizzlies and Strikers, but Blazers comfortably aloft with a net run rate of 1.9. One must add that Grizzlies have an extra game. They played an extra they have 5 matches for their 3 wins. Thunderbolts, Lashings and Surf Riders find themselves 4, 5, 6. Both Thunderbolts and Lashings have 2 wins apiece. Surf Riders with 1 win at the moment. So Blazers in a comfortable spot at the moment. We will see the Lashings in both of those games tomorrow, and Blazers and Strikers would be their opponents. We want to thank our viewers for staying with us for the last 3 or 4 hours. It's been an entertaining day of cricket here at Tarika. We hope to see you tomorrow. Have a nice evening or have a good day wherever you are. Hope to see you tomorrow. It is adios from your commentator Hari Venkatramani and everybody else here at Tarika. Good night, folks. Thank you.